Good afternoon, just 12 o'clock on the dot. We've just come off a cruise a few weeks ago, and 12 o'clock on the dot, the Officer of the Watch always comes on, so I can be your Officer of the Watch today. What I want to talk about on this week's Ask AJ is I've spent the morning speaking to lots of different people that are either currently selling their homes or thinking about selling their homes, about the market and about the perception of the market. So what people are being told by different people, what they're seeing on the news, what they're seeing or hearing by talking to friends, etc. So if you are thinking about selling, or if you know anyone selling or know anyone thinking about selling, then hopefully this next few minutes will give you an idea of what we're seeing and what we speak to lots of agents around the country and what they're seeing as well. And then what we expect will happen over the next couple of months as we're coming to really prime selling time of September, October. So we'll start going back to the election. That seems to be a topic of discussion on lots of conversations I had this morning, and it seems that depending on the results that people are getting, there's different sides of the coin. So the election was definitely seen as a positive for the property market. History tells us that no matter which side of the coin you sit, or which side of the coin becomes in power, there's always a little bit of momentum following that. So because we've had such an up and down year, we've had weeks that are really strong, followed by weeks where you can't buy a viewing. We hoped that would give us a bit of consistency and a bit of stability in the market that's been missing for 18 months. And following the election, it sort of didn't do anything for a couple of weeks for us. We were hoping that the lower value in the market, the lower values in the market was doing well, and that would then spread to where most of our clients are. And it's quite hard for us to see whether that's happening or not until that comes. And it did come about 2 or 3 weeks ago. We suddenly saw a lot more interest in the properties at $1 million to $1.5 million, which we think is sort of a key indicator for a market. Reason being is it's the price point where people don't usually have to move, don't have to buy, don't have to sell, and it's the key market for second home buyer, homeowners coming from elsewhere. That if that starts to move, that usually indicates that the market's quite strong. And we had 2 or 3 weeks where that did really well. It's quieting down a little bit over the last week or so, but viewing numbers are, I just checked the diary before I came on, viewing numbers are still really strong over the next week and 2 weeks. So what I'd say is that the market is quite price sensitive right now. There are still pockets of the market that are not getting any interest, which is frustrating for them and for us, obviously. But the message we're saying is to be patient. Reason being is that there was an interest rate reduction a few weeks ago, which probably impacted and led to that couple of weeks of momentum. And we're hoping if Japan and the US settle down a little bit, that there'll be another one following in middle of September, which will definitely give us a boost. I think it's needed. If you've watched one of these before or heard Sam and I chat on video, our very biased opinion is that they went way too far with interest rates, and it definitely needs to be dragged back a little bit. So what we're hoping for is that we're coming to September, October, November, which is traditionally a good time for us anyway. There's no logical reason why it's a good time anymore. It's just because people believe that it's a good time, and the perception is that it's a good time. More people go to market, which creates more buyers and sellers, and the market gets a little bit of momentum before it quiets down for Christmas time. Can't believe I'm talking about Christmas already. So if you or you know someone thinking about selling, now is the best time, as you can see outside, to get the marketing ready and be ready to push the button in middle of September, beginning of October, when we should see a prolonged spell, hopefully, with of a good market. I expect the market to be price sensitive for at least the next year. And by price sensitive, what I mean is if you're 5% or 10%, somewhere between there, out of where it should sit, you're probably going to get nothing. And you need to really find, it needs to be marketed to the best of what your home offers and priced within a range that is sensible where you can get enough interest. If you're out of that range, at the moment we're just seeing you don't get anything. And so yeah, an aggressive strategy right now is probably the best play to get a good price. It's definitely not a bad time to sell, and the reason I say that is if it's priced correctly, there are weeks that are coming through where things are achieving really good prices. You just then got to be patient for the downtime. So it's a strong time to sell if everything is correct, and if you're not getting any interest whatsoever, there is a problem somewhere, whether it's the marketing or whether it's the price, or yeah, there's a problem somewhere. So if you'd like to chat to us, we would love to help you. Just to see, there'd be no obligation on either side. We'd see if we can help you and how we could help you, and explain what that could look like. And if it works for us both, then great. If you'd like to have that conversation, or if you know somebody that you think should have that conversation, then you can call us on 015 394 88811, and a member of the team will chat to you about the best options. So yeah, I think if I was thinking about moving, I'd probably be starting the conversation now. It's a good time to get the marketing, to get the photography. We've got a shoot this afternoon on a beautiful home locally that hopefully you'll see in the next 3-4 weeks. And be ready to go in September, October time, when hopefully all the buyers swarm the lakes and we get really good prices. But any questions, then please get in touch and have an amazing day.